Picture the sun-scorched plains and rugged canyons of the American Southwest, where two native powerhouses, the Apache and the Comanche, clashed in a saga of grit, survival, and sheer badassery. These weren't just neighbors squabbling over a fence line. This was a centuries-long showdown between masters of war and masters of the wild, each fighting to carve out their place in a brutal world. Buckle up, because this is no dry history lesson. It's a tale of blood, horseflesh, and unyielding pride. The Apache were the guerrilla ghosts of the desert, scattered across tribes like the Chiricahua and Mescalero. They thrived in the mountains and arroyos of what's now Arizona, New Mexico, and northern Mexico. Small bands, tight-knit and elusive, they turned the land into their weapon, ambushing from cliffs, vanishing into canyons. They didn't just fight, they haunted. Raiding was their lifeblood, stealing horses, food, even captives from Spanish settlers or rival tribes. By the 1700s, they were a terror no one could pin down, their name whispered like a curse. Then ride in the Comanche, the lords of the plains. From their heartland in the Texas Panhandle and Oklahoma, they ruled the flatlands like a storm on horseback. They weren't just good with horses, they were the horses. After snagging Spanish Mustangs in the 1600s, they transformed into a cavalry no army could match. A Comanche warrior could loose 20 arrows from a galloping steed before a musketman reloaded once. They called themselves Numunu, the people, and by the 18th century, they'd built an empire stretching from Kansas to Mexico, trading buffalo hides and dominating anyone who crossed their path. So why the bad blood? Land, loot, and legacy. The Comanche swept south and west, muscling into Apache territory by the 1700s. They wanted grazing for their herds, raiding routes, and control of trade with the Spanish. The Apache, dug into their strongholds, didn't budge easy. Raids turned into wars. Swift Comanche charges met with Apache traps. Picture a Comanche war party thundering across the plains, only to get picked off by Apache snipers in the hills. Or Apache raiders hitting a Comanche camp, then melting away before the counterattack. No grand battles with banners here, just relentless personal clashes. The Comanche had numbers and speed, the Apache had stealth and terrain. Neither won in some clean Hollywood way. By the 1800s, both faced a bigger foe. The US Army and settlers, disease and fences finished what rival arrows started. But their feud, it's etched in the dust and bones of the Southwest, a raw human story of two peoples who'd rather die than kneel. Who'd you root for in this epic throwdown?